of it. So let's watch a little bit of something thanks to Ted Ed. Make sure the volume is up, and there we go.
Gladiatorial combat. Unlike the games in smaller amphitheaters funded by wealthy Romans, these lavish displays of imperial power were financed by the emperor. Parades of exotic animals, theatrical performances, and the awe-inspiring Naumachii were all designed to bolster faith in the godlike emperor, who would be declared a god after his own death. It's still a mystery how engineers flooded the arena to create this aquatic effect. Some historians believe a giant aqueduct was diverted into the arena. Others think the system of chambers and sluice gates used to drain the arena were also used to fill it. These chambers could have been filled with water prior to the event and then opened to submerge the stage under more than 1 million gallons of water to create a depth of 5 feet. But even with all that water, the Romans had to construct miniature boats with special flat bottoms that wouldn't scrape the Colosseum floor. These boats ranged from 7 to 15 meters long and were built to look like vessels from famous encounters. During a battle, dozens of these ships would float around the arena, crewed by gladiators dressed as the opposing sides of the recreated battle. These warriors would duel across ships, boarding them, fighting, drowning, and incapacitating their foes until only one faction was left standing. Fortunately, not every watery display told such a gruesome story.
Now let's talk about the gladiators, the guys who are doing the actual fighting. This guy looks pretty intimidating, I gotta say. Often the gladiators were slaves who were forced to fight for the entertainment of the crowds, but there are also people that volunteered for it. If you volunteered to serve it and served a contract, you could get paid well. A lot of former soldiers, people with military backgrounds, who were down their luck would often turn to gladiatorial combat as a means of trying to make money. If you did it, you definitely had a short lifespan. Average gladiator died in his 20s. If he was fortunate to survive one match, usually on average it got to about 5 before they were dead. Matches could be a wide range of different events. You could have historical battles where they reenact famous battles of history. We're going to watch one of those. There could be one-on-one matches, 2-on-2 matches. We're going to watch a little bit of one of those too. But also, they would do battles where they'd have man versus an animal. Sometimes this wouldn't be much of a match. Sometimes for like entertainment, almost like the halftime show, they would feed persecuted groups, like for example in the early stages of the empire, Christians, to wild animals. But they'd also have matches that were animal versus animal. Let's see what happens if we take this bear and have it fight this lion. The gladiators trained constantly until their matches. They went to, as referred to in the Spartacus movie, gladiator schools where they were trained and trained and trained and trained. These gladiator schools were a tough place to be. But it wasn't like exactly a free-for-all in the combat. They had umpires. There was rules that they had to go by. But if a gladiator was seriously wounded, the person who was the victor would give the turn to the emperor, who then would turn to the crowd to decide whether or not the person was worthy of continuing to live, if they fight strong enough, or if they should die. There's a lot of debate whether or not it was a thumbs down, waving flags, all sorts of different things. But either which way, the crowd would, if they wanted the person to die, they'd start screaming for it. And if the crowd wanted it, the match would be ended with that death. There are many different types of gladiators. Sword and shield ones, archers, equestrians who would use horses. And the most common was the retiarius, seen in the picture here, who used a trident, a 3-tip spear, and a net. So they would try to capture their opponent and then hit him with that trident. Not so fun. Often there was widespread slaughter of animals. at the beginning of one famous match that opened up the stadium. 100 days of combat in a row. Over 100,000 animals were slaughtered. In fact, the Asian lion most likely went extinct because of its overuse in gladiatorial combat. We're going to watch 2 clips now from the movie Gladiator. We're not going to get into any of the real too violent parts, but just to kind of get a feel for what it looked like in the Coliseum during its heyday, and what the reenactment battles could look like, and what the one-on-one matches could look like. So the first scene that you're going to see is a reenactment battle, and they're reenacting actually the battle with the Romans and and Hannibal, the Carthaginians. So let's check it out. So here you see the people in gold are the Roman army. The people in the center are the Carthaginians, and they're supposed to lose. They're way overmatched. You have riders with bows and arrows and chariots. The chariots have swords as the axles. It is not going to be very good for you if you get close to those things. And here we see that one-on-one combat was also something very common. This will give us a little bit of a view of what that would look like. Note the special effects from the trapdoors. I like that mask. That's a cool helmet. I gotta get one of those. Oh, what's going on here? Why are all those people coming out? Oh, it's the trapdoors. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a live tiger coming after a guy as he's fighting to the death. Not so fun. The Romans really like to use large cats and wild animals in their shows. Oh, there's another one. Wow. I would not want to be in their shoes. Well, the other side of the circus is the Circus Maximus. Didn't like the spelling of Maximus, but that's the spelling. The Circus Maximus. Wait. Oh, wait. No, it's not. There we go. Whoops. Fix that. Anyway, the Circus Maximus was the largest arena of the ancient world, and one of the largest arenas ever built. It was built to hold over 120,000 people. That's almost 2.5 Coliseums. Or to think about it, almost 2.5 MetLife stadiums. That's a lot of people. As you can see, it was huge. It took up an enormous amount of territory because you need a lot of space if you're going to have racing chariots. The chariot races could be one horse, 2 horses, massive teams of horses like we're going to watch in the movie Ben-Hur, and they are often brutal and deadly. Just like our auto racing that can be very dangerous and deadly as well. These people were high speed and often were taking their lives in their hands in the race for the joy of the crowd. Here we see a scene of from the famous chariot racing scene in the Circus Maximus from the film Ben-Hur. So you see the one rider's trying to squeeze him against the wall. Not so nice to the horses. Now another chariot got overturned. They're trying to get out of the way, but they're not going to stop the race. He's trying to push him again against the wall as they make the turn. And oh no, you don't want to be standing as one of the guards against the wall. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh, oops. Yeah, they're not going to stop the race for him. Better get over that. And that's some skill. Man, he popped a wheelie over a chariot. I mean, that is impressive. So, that gives you a little bit more of a feel of what it looked like in the gladiatorial matches and the circuses of ancient Rome. So, my question for you is, why did the patrician class feel the need to distract the plebeians with the bread and circuses? And how are athletic contests today similar, and how are they different from the athletic contests of ancient Rome? Post your answer below. I look forward to reading them. Have a great one.